We're live? Yeah, we're live. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to FRL, F3. We are now into the second pre-season race, and the last one before the season starts up again next week. Alongside me again is Rocco. How you doing, Rocco?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Hopefully in for a good race.
Yeah, fingers crossed. How do you feel about France as a track? What do you think France is going to be like?
I personally don't like it, but for racing it shouldn't be too bad because long straight split by a chicane, so
yeah,
should be some good action.
Yeah, good one. I'm probably feeling the same as you in that respect. I'm not the biggest fan of this track, but I suppose it's a good way of testing everyone's skill out, because Bahrain was a relatively easy track to drive, and that's all about overtaking. This one's probably more about racecraft, so we'll see who comes out on top today.
Don't know if anyone else needs an invite.
Yeah, we've got 4 spaces left. I think that's just kind of how it is at the moment. We'll just have to wait and see if there's any other F3 drivers that are going to turn up. Ratcliffe said he might turn up for the start of the race, he just won't be available for qualifying.
Alright.
Yeah, we've got about a minute anyway until we start, and then once we start, we start. So if anyone joins late...
A lot of the same people as last week.
Yeah, and we've got one new driver, Davey, 1803. Yeah. He raced, excuse me, he raced at some point last year across FRL, but he wasn't a full-time. I don't think he's going to be a full-time, but he is a reserve driver in case we need anyone, so he'll be racing tonight. But apart from that, I think we're pretty much ready to go. I don't think there's anyone else. I'll just double check the list and see if there's anyone else that we haven't invited. Could you invite, he didn't say if he's in or not, but could you invite MTL Larson for me?
I will.
Thank you. We'll see if he joins, but apart from that...
Oh, they all ready up.
Yeah, I think everyone's readying up now. In that case, we'll get started. We've got 16 drivers today.
Still not a bad turnout.
Not a bad turnout, no. And it is pre-season, so once the season started, I'm pretty sure we'll have a full lobby.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. So what are your predictions for qualifying today?
I want to see the weather first, because that could be interesting.
The weather's set to clear for pre-season, so...
Oh, it is?
It is, okay. Yeah. So it's going to be dry. If it's wet,
that's a shame. But yeah, I think Bunty and Zero will be at the front once again.
Yeah.
Same as last race. But in what order, I don't know. And also Tennis Bar, so...
Tennis Bar, yeah.
I think that'll be the top 3, but whatever order they're in, I do not know.
It's a shame, definitely a shame for Tennis Bar last time out. He was kind of dominating the race last time, and it all kind of went wrong in the final stint for him, so maybe he can bounce back today. I think today, who am I going to put on pole? I think Xenon's going to be on pole today. I think Xenon had a really good qualifying in Bahrain. I think he'll continue that today. And then after that, I'm probably going to put Bunty second, and I'll put Tennis Ball third. I think that's going to be my top 3 for qualifying.
I'll probably go 0, Tennis Ball, Bunty.
Yeah. Cool.
Don't know what tyres everyone's gonna go for.
I think it's, by the looks of it, it's a lot of softs all round, really, apart from Bunty and Steven and Xenon and Tish, who have gone for something different.
Yeah.
But apart from that, who's the first out?
Davey.
Davey's the first out. He's out on the softs immediately, so.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what his pace is. I've not ever seen Davey race before, so.
I've seen him race a few times. I can imagine it'll be solidly in the mid pack. I don't know if he'll really challenge the front, but he's using quite a lot of ERS on his outlap. Don't know if he wants to change that.
Yeah.
He's already down to 60%. He has just brought it down. I don't know if you heard me. Oh, there's a lot of cars on the straight. The Red Bulls are fighting.
Fighting for track position. The 2 Red Bulls, Dittis Luke and Michelle Van Dongen. Up to McLaren and the Haas as well. Oh, everyone's very grouped together.
Yeah.
And people staying in the pits for the time being. We've got Bunty, Billy, Verstappen and Matey Boy staying in the pits. As I say that, Bunty leaves the pits. So.
Yeah. Billy waited quite a long time to set a lap last time in quali. So
Davey's out of the last corner now, so he is a little bit down on ERS though to start his lap, so not sure if this is going to be the best run so far, but we'll see what his pace is like as the Renault keeps out of the way into turn 1. Keeps it in 5th gear, nice and neat.
Tidy.
A little bit wide in a couple of corners, but relatively neat so far. 25.3 for the first sector.
I'll see what Van Dongen does in the first sector.
Keep an eye on Xenon as well. He's on the mediums for the first sector. Let's see what he can do. But he's kind of stuck behind a lot of traffic, really.
25.3 for Van Dongen as well.
Everyone's very grouped together, though. The 2 Red Bulls, the Mercedes, and the Haas. So 25.3 as well for Xenon on the mediums, though. So very close so far. Davey, 53.4 for the middle sector for Davey. We'll stick with Davey for the rest of the lap. He'll be the first to finish. So he's up a lot of ERS already.
53.5 for Van Dongen.
A little bit faster. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3 somewhere. I imagine that's just someone moving out of the way.
Preparing for that. Oh, Ruben 52.8 through middle sector. It's looking quick.
And already Davey derating before the last corner. But out the last corner he comes. Davey the first lap time on 32.1.
Oh, Van Dongen goes really wide, but he's still got ERS, so he might do a better lap.
Yeah, Ruben coming up to the last corner.
No.
Van Dongen at 32.5.
I think Ruben will be quickest there.
Yeah. Ruben 31.4. And Xenon, is he across the line? Yeah, 32.3 on mediums.
Good lap on mediums, to be honest.
Yeah. Got Bunty on the hards, also doing a 25.3 in the first sector.
Not bad.
Very close so far. As Tennis Ball goes top.
Yeah.
It's Mercedes 1-2 currently. Oh, Stephen on the hards coming to finish his lap. Michael F1 on the softs, he's coming up to finish a lap.
This is a good lap from Michael.
31.1 for Michael F1, he goes fastest.
Very good lap.
As
Tish 31.9
on the mediums. Wow, that's a good lap from Tish as well.
Yeah.
As T-Hawk goes P8 on the mediums now on a 32.7. Zero
Bunty on
32.5 on the
hards.
32.5 on the hards.
Yeah, I
That's a good
feel
lap
like
time.
Bunty's gonna be near that as well. Or maybe, I know he's gonna be quicker, is he? Yeah.
P4 a 31.9. Wow.
Jesus.
Okay, he's got a lot of time in his back pocket then.
That's quick.
That's very quick. What's Billy on at the moment? He's on the hards as well. I don't think he's quite as fast as the two alphas. Is Matey Boy on the lap? Yeah, Matey Boy coming up to finish a lap now.
Doesn't look the quickest of laps.
No, it's
I think he made a mistake. He's going again.
Yeah. As Damon's rejoined the session. Billy now up to the last corner on the hards as well. Doesn't use all the road on the exit. But derates, and it's a 33.3, so he's a bit off the two alphas.
Not bad for hards.
Yeah, as though Stevens now left the session.
Hmm.
Yeah. This is Luke coming around to start a lap, but everyone's kind of backing off now and going into the pit lane. Or Van Dongen looks like he's on a lap, but makes a little mistake. Gets a little sideways just before the straight. Is he going to still improve, or did he lose too much time there? No, he didn't lose any time really. He lost 2 thousandths in the middle sector despite that moment. Van Dongen coming up to finish the lap. Let's go on board.
Matey Boy also coming through last sector in his second run.
Yeah. He's derated already as well, though.
He was 2.5 seconds up, so it is an improvement.
To the line, it's a 33.2, puts in P13. Van Dongen pits, so he doesn't complete that lap. Just as Luke is on a lap now as well. It's going to be interesting to see the tyre strategy as well. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what the best strategy is around this circuit, so we don't know whether the people starting on softs have made the right choice, or the people that are clearly going for a harder strategy are made the right choice. Oh, just very wide at the last corner.
I think if you can keep the tyres well, then a soft medium is possible but...
Yeah. As Little goes P13 now.
For people like me, that might be a bit of a struggle. T-Hawk's half second off his lap.
So you're back on the mediums again, okay. Depends how his final sector is, but this could shoot him up at least 4 or 5 places.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Managing his ERS well. Up to the line, he doesn't improve, must have been invalidated.
Yeah.
Would have been a 31.9 though, that would have put him with Tish as the fastest medium runner. Was a good lap, but it's a shame it was invalidated. I'm really on a lap now, apart from Damon, who's just started his lap after leaving the session. That might be invalidated though already. We'll see what his first sector is. Oh, a little bit wide there though. That's going to cost him some time. His first sector 24.9. So a pretty
this is
fast.
Lucas adventuring a bit and respun. Oh. He's caught it really, so he doesn't get in his way.
No one really on a lap at the moment, so it's lucky he did it then. Everyone's kind of just coming out of the pits now. Just got to keep an eye on Damon, see what he's doing.
His first set was a 24.9, which is really quick.
52.7. This does look like a fast lap. I can't quite remember what everyone else around him was on.
If it's valid, then this is looking really quick. I think he could get into the 30s if he keeps it up. Somehow
he wasn't invalidated then in those 2 excursions he had in the first sector, or he's continuing to push just to get a banker in, but a little bit wide there as well. He's definitely pushing the limits, but looks like a good lap so far. He's derated before the line as well though. That ERS management might cost him. Oh, and he's slowed down as well.
He's lost the pit lane. Oh, and he's reversing.
No, he's reversing
Don't
down the
get
track.
disqualified.
No, Damon, that's not clever.
Please don't get disqualified.
He's been
Yeah,
disqualified.
there we go.
Well, that's Damon starting P16. See what everyone else is doing on their laps at the moment.
Oh no.
Tennis Bow started his lap, as has Ruben. Or was he? Yeah, he's just started. Davies just started. Xenon's already back onto the softs. He's only 3/10 up though. It's not the fastest lap.
Tennis was, I think he's up on his time. Yeah, 4/10 up almost.
Wow.
Good to see our first 30 lap time. But he is running low on ERS for this lap.
Yeah.
He might derate.
Xenon comes up to the line. Was only 3/10 up at the end of the second sector. What was his last sector like? Ends up P4 with that lap, so not as high as I was expecting.
Tennis was already derating, 2 corners to go.
Oof. Yes, ERS management is going to affect some of these people going up to the line. Tennis Bow does a 30.6. Wow,
Still
incredible!
Really
Wow, 5/10
Ruben's
up.
up on his time by over a tenth.
Yeah, he's going through the last sector now as well.
He's managed his ERS a bit better than Tennis Bow anyway. He's going to derate out to the line, I think, but...
Yeah, he's already derating. But keeps it close to the white line, and he does a 31.3. Improves, but stays in P3. Davey has gone into the pit lane.
Zero's gone out for another hard lap. He's up in the first sector.
2/10 up. Wow. Into the end of the second sector, he is still 2/10 up.
Tyres Bunty come out on medium. Alright. Oh, Van Dungen just improved and missed that.
Oh yeah.
He's gone 5th.
B5 a 31.9. Zero now coming up to the line. Is his last sector any better? No, he's come straight into the pit lane. Dittis Luke has started a lap. I know Stevens on another lap on his hards as well. He's up 6/10 in the first sector. Wow, he must have made a mistake on his first run.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant match timing though, as Bunty now starts his lap on the mediums. I was convinced that if he did a lap on mediums, he was gonna pop it into provisional pole, but after Tennis Bow's lap, I'm not quite sure he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, Tennis Bow's lap does look very good.
Let's see what Bunty's first
5/10 ahead of anyone, but still Bunty to go on softer tyres and Tish and Zero.
Bunty already half a second up in the first sector. Okay, well, that's an incredible first sector from Bunty compared to his hard lap. We already thought his hard lap was incredibly fast, but wow.
Oh, there's Stevens coming in the pits.
Yeah, Dittis Luke coming around to finish a lap.
On. Yeah.
He is up, but not quite sure if it's going to gain him any positions. He goes P11 with that run, yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Just ahead of Matey Boy. See what Bunty's doing now. 7/10 up at the end of the second sector. This will put him probably around P3, P2 at the moment, depending on how fast his last sector is.
Managed his ERS a bit better than other people.
Yeah. Comes out the last corner. It's a 30.
Oh my
a
God.
30.7 on the mediums. Wow. Just the 300s, I think, just over 200. Sorry, off pole on a step harder tyres. That's an incredible lap from Bunty.
That is very, very quick. I was not expecting him to do that sort of lap time on the mediums.
No. I was maybe expecting him to be at the front on the softs, but this close and that far ahead of the rest of the pack on the mediums, that's an incredible lap time.
Yeah.
I wonder if his Alfa Romeo teammate Zero can do the same. They were very close in Bahrain, but
TSR Verstappen's around the last corner.
This is his first
Gonna
lap.
go near that is Luke and that
P14, just ahead of O'Stephen.
People were starting to come off the route laps for the last run.
Gonna reach that last quiet period before the start of all the chaos of the final laps.
Zero's going for a medium lap now as his last run.
And now we'll see how fast the two Alphas are compared to each other. Zero goes through the first corner. Through the first sector, he is half a second up. Wow, he's on the same kind of time gain as his teammate. So
yeah, I think
it's
so just a bit down on his time, but that was it.
We've got yellow flags, and I imagine that's people waiting as Xenon's down in the first sector by nearly 2/10. He's not had the best first sector. Van Dongen through the first sector.
Zero,
He's
7/10 up.
2.5 tenths up is Van Dongen. As Bunty's retired from the session in the pits.
Yeah, he's definitely happy with that lap, I think.
We're watching Zero through the last sector, a little bit wide.
I don't think Zero's going to be anywhere near Bunty, really.
Not quite, no, but he will jump right up into that pack of soft runners, so he's still...
I think he'll go P6.
Let's see where he crosses the line, and it's a 31.5. He goes P5. So, right where we predicted, pretty much.
Near enough.
Still a good lap, though. Still a good lap on the mediums, but just Bunty's just on another level at the moment.
Tennis Bow
does improve. Ever so slightly, but still improves as Ruben's down in the first sector, so he's not looking like he's going to challenge. How's Van Dongen's lap going? Van Dongen to the last corner. Xenon's retired from the session in the pit lane. Van Dongen goes to P5 with a 31.4.
This could be Zero's problem if he will keep improving in the...
Yeah, we've got T-Hawk who's doing his first one on the softs. Got Tish.
Oh, Davey didn't make it to the line.
I don't think Tish improved on his time either. There's T-Hawk 8/10 up in the first sector. Wow, okay. Gotta watch out for T-Hawk here as well.
Yeah.
On a good lap. This Luke is also on a lap. Is Billy on a lap on the mediums? He is, but he's slowed down already. Something's obviously gone wrong on that lap for him. Oh, Stephen a 1.5 up. And this puts O'Stephen P10 with that run.
Good lap.
Yeah. T-Hawk 1.3 seconds up now. This is going to throw him right into the mix at the front of the field.
Definitely, I think he'll go P3 with this. He carries on this, right?
Session, yeah.
He saved his ERS better as well.
Yeah, as Michael F1 retires, just as I was about to go to see if he was doing a lap. He's managed his ERS very well. Oh, he's slowed down.
Guess he wants free tyre choice.
Yeah, I imagine he doesn't want to start in the top 10 on the softs if he doesn't think that's the right strategy.
This is Luke around last corner.
He's the last person to set a lap, or Van Dongen's still actually on a lap, I think. Somewhere on the track. Just as Luke doesn't improve
just.
And Van Dongen pits. So that's the end of qualifying, and your predictions are almost spot on.
Yeah, I just missed.
Just missed the Zero, but Zero's still good qualifying.
Yeah.
But a mix of strategies, kind of.
Yeah, that's really mixed things up.
Yeah, we've got Bunty at the front on the mediums, Zero's up there on the mediums, Tish on the mediums as well, kind of went unnoticed. Oh, Stephen in the top 10 on the mediums as well, so...
Good luck from him, it was.
Yeah.
Towards the end. Out qualifying T-Hawk. Probably first time.
Okay, so here's your qualifying results. We've got Tennis Bow on pole, Bunty second, Michael F1 third, Ruben P4, Van Dongen P5, Zero P6, Xenon P7, Tish P8, Davey P9, and O'Steven rounds out the top 10. First person with the free choice of tyres is T-Hawk, then it's Dittis Luke, Matey Boy, Wide Load Billy, Verstappen, and Damon, and Rackler joined through qualifying, so he's starting at the back of the grid as well. I think it's
Hopefully
interesting.
Damon knows where the pit lane is this time. He hasn't played it since last year, I guess.
I imagine so. Always completely forgotten that's the entrance to the pit lane. I think it's interesting as well. Billy's started outside the top 10 in Bahrain. Started way down the field. Was it P17 he started in Bahrain and ended up on the podium. It seems to be kind of his forte. He doesn't really have the best of qualifyings, but he's very good in race trim. So. Really interesting to see what
people that will be going up through the grid, I feel.
Yeah, but I think T-Hawk's pace on the soft lap, I know he didn't finish it, but that's definitely threatening pace for the people in the top 10 if he starts on the mediums or on the softs. He showed a lot of pace, so he could be one to watch. Okay.
Right, what's your predictions for the race then?
Let's see what tyres everyone's chosen. Wow, okay, so every single person outside of the top 10, apart from Rackler in last place, has chosen the mediums for the start of the race. So Rackler P17 on the softs, and then everyone else on the mediums. So got a little bit of a mixed strategy. I'm wondering, it seems that medium hard is probably the better strategy by the looks of it, by how many people have chosen it, but we'll see what the people on the softs can do. I think it's going to be hard to deny Bunty winning this race, honestly. Bunty's shown incredible pace. It's going to be hard to see him not winning unless something goes wrong or penalties come into play. I think Bunty's going to win the race then. I think P2, I'm going to go with... I think Tish might go P2, I think. I'm going to put Tish on the podium. And just based on the speed that you showed in qualifying, I'm going to put T-Hawk P3.
Right, I'm going to go for Tennis Bow P1. Zero P2. And Michael F1 P3.
Nice.
I feel like something's going to happen to Bunty. But I don't know.
We'll see. It all depends on the start as well.
Quite a lot of people lost front wings last time in Bahrain.
Yeah.
So I feel like that could be more costly around here if that happens.
Absolutely, and turn 1 and 2 in here can get a little bit congested, just through the shape of the corners and the speed of them, so...
Especially with a couple of fast guys behind him who might be quick off the line and get alongside him in turn 1. Yeah,
the disadvantage of the mediums off the line could definitely affect, and it is a long run down into turn 1, so...
Yeah.
Cool, I'm going to ask you again, but I probably know what the answer's going to be. Do you want to take the lights?
Nah, you can. It's alright. Feel free.
Okay. Well, we've got 3, 4, and 5 lights, and are we away? We're not, so we're going to wait.
Cheers, game. Oh, did someone jump start?
Verstappen's jumped the start by the looks of things, unless he left the session.
Damon.
Oh, Damon jumped the start, okay. Have we got a lobby glitch? I think we might have a glitch. Oh dear. Oh, and Damon's left the session and now we're starting. Okay, and we're away officially. So.
I mean, Damon's got a big lead now, but
yeah, but it's a relatively even start. Michael F1 seems to have jumped Bunty, just like we said, but Bunty's
trying to go around the outside. Oh.
Keeps it around the outside. Nice move. Oh, but runs wide, and Michael F1's back through. Oh, there's a little bit of contact in the background. That was Stephen's been pushed out at the start. Oh, and Ruben dives it on Bunty and causes an accident. And Bunty already with a time penalty because of that. Oh, not a good first lap for Bunty. Ruben now down at the back after that move as well. We've got a few people wide in the background as well. But yeah. Oh, and Michael F1 in tennis ball for the lead. Ooh, a little bit of a side for Michael. Tennis bars just brought that gap out a little bit. Bunty coming back at them though.
Rackham's up to P12 already, trying to get past Tish now.
Yeah, oh, a little wide there. Was that Michael?
Rackford dives it on Tish.
Rackler already into P11. Wow, a great first lap from the back of the grid. It's definitely going to be one to watch though. Oh, I think Tish has got front wing damage. Yeah, he has.
Stevens sets the got front wing lap. Damage as well.
So unofficially the leader is Damon, but he's left the session, so the actual race leader at the moment is Tennis Bow. But
yeah, Tish is in the pits.
That's a shame, starting in the top 10 on the mediums, but Bunty already on the back of Michael F1.
Rackler going through your matey boy now. It's P10. He gets it. He's on the charge right now.
Nice move. Davey on the back of Van Dongen as well, as Van Dongen's a little wide. Oh, and cuts the corner.
Looks like Tennis Valve's not as quick at the moment, not putting away as much.
No, Michael F1 seems to be the fastest of the two at the moment.
Oh, he's going to make a move, is he?
He's got incredible straight line speed for no DRS. He's there's a little bit of a pinch on the apex. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh. Just outside contact. And Xenon as well. Almost lost it. And that's just gifted the Bunty the race lead.
Wing damage as well.
Oh, that's a shame. Hard racing, just a bit of wheel contact, and it's not paid off. But now Bunty's away in the lead.
Zero trying to get past Tennis Ball.
Yeah. Oh, he's not going to look for the outside, is he? Oh, he's going for the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact. Tennis Ball runs him out of the road, but as Tennis Ball into the pit lane. That's such a shame. As Bunty sets the fastest lap of the race. T-Hawk now on the back of Van Dongen. And T-Hawk already through before the first corner. But he's got a very tight line. Van Dongen's going to do the cutback. Oh, he squeezes him and gets back through. As Damon's joined back.
So
Damon's going to have to drop to the back of the field. He can't keep the lead after that. He's going to have to drop to the back of the group behind Verstappen. He
hasn't took over his car just yet.
No, but he's going to have to. If he does, he's going to have to move over in a safe place and let people back through if he's listening. Fingers crossed he is. There's T-Hawk and Van Dongen once again, as Rackler on Davey as well.
He's joined back now.
He's back in the
session. And he's 2.8 in the lead.
Okay, well he's going to have to move. He's going to have to move back and let people through. Oh, Van Dongen trying to get on the inside of T-Hawk, but almost out of room as Rackler already up to P8 now. T-Hawk round the outside. That was close. They managed to hold it.
There.
Van Dongen dives it on the inside. Oh, T-Hawk's wide as well. He outbrakes himself. And Rackler's through.
You might even get Van Dongen as well. He goes outside.
He's going to get the pair of them, is he? Oh, it's T-Hawk. Oh, well held, but wow, that was close to contact. There's Van Dongen a little wide, and Rackler's around the outside at the hairpin. Wow. Great move from... Brilliant move from Rackler. Wow.
Rackler's up to P6 from last after 4
Wow.
laps.
Absolutely flying. It's T-Hawk once again on the back of Van Dongen at turn 1. He's going to go for the outside this time. Oh, a little squeeze from Van Dongen. Just holds the place.
Davy's just behind them as well.
Yeah. There's 0 now on the back of Michael F1. For what should be P2. However, Damon's still not moved out of the way yet. So, I don't know quite what we're going to do. Is already T-Hawk trying to get past Van Dongen. Van Dongen's tyres seemingly going off already. Oh, but a terrible run through the corner from the pair of them. Is Davey going to get a run? And Billy as well. Where's Billy come from all of a sudden?
And Van Dongen's going to get mauled there.
Absolutely, as Davey's going to look through as well. And Billy. Oh, is he going to get 3? Davey's passed. That's 2 people past Van Dongen in one straight, but Van Dongen seemingly struggling the most on his softs at the moment. He's kind of being...
Davey don't get the greatest exit though, so Van Dongen's going to try the inside.
Ooh, holds it on the inside, but he cuts the corner. And now Billy on the inside.
Oh,
3 wide.
Ooh, that was close.
Wow, they managed to make it through just, but Billy's going to get past Davey.
Down the inside of both of them.
Well, Billy's going to get past Davey, but not quite get past Van Dongen. Oh, a little bit of contact in the back.
And now Matey Boy's just in behind these.
Wow, is Rackler already on the back of Xenon? What the hell? Rackler's
I think that
flying.
was like 2 seconds at the start of this lap.
There's Van Dongen pits, lap 4, wow. Very early pit stop as Rackler to the outside of Xenon.
On the outside.
Breezes past, wow. As Michael F1 gets his first penalty of the race. And Zero's past Michael F1 somewhere as well.
We might actually have a race in our hands.
Between the 2 alphas once again.
And Rackler also coming through the field. He might get involved. If he keeps the pace up, he keep onto the tyres.
You can see on board with Xenon how much he's struggling with those front tyres. He's understeering horribly through these corners. There's Matey Boy on the back of Davey. Down the inside is going to be a relatively easy move. Davey doesn't defend. Smart from Davey, but a good move from Matey Boy as well. All runs a little wide though. As Michael F1's caught up to the back of Zero a little bit. And Zeno now been caught by T-Hawk as well, and Billy.
Damon's showing pretty good pace, to be honest, even though he is in a position where he shouldn't be.
Yeah. He is showing good pace. He's holding the lead to Bunty. However, this, it's definitely it's not the fairest way of winning races for Damon. But at least he's showing good pace. Wow,
and Billy right on the back of Xenon.
Yeah, seemingly the soft tyres were not the best move, but Rackler seems to be making them work somehow. T-Hawk down the inside.
Gets a penalty as well.
Ooh, Xenon holds it. All Billy into the back of him as well. Xenon really struggling for traction though. T-Hawk just drives away from him out the corner. Billy wants to try and get past Xenon quickly so that he doesn't lose T-Hawk, but yellow flag in sector 1 somewhere. Can't quite see who that was.
Neither.
Yeah, Michael F1's now dropped way off the back of Zero, sadly. As Tish gets the time penalty. Problem here for Billy though is that Xenon's just kept in the DRS range of T-Hawk, so we can't just drive past him in a straight line. He's going to have to do it somewhere else, and Matey Boy's starting to catch this group as well.
Rackler's really starting to catch Michael F1 as well now. Already.
1.2 seconds, wow. Rackler's seemingly making these soft tyres work somehow.
Billy does get fast Xenon. Oh, is it? Oh, that was... And Billy's round.
Oh, just missed that. Caught that in the background as Matey Boy's going to get past the pair of them as well.
That was not very clever, but I don't know if that might have tyre might have something to do with that.
Billy and Matey Boy is in. They come. Oh, that was a little close.
As Xenon does come in.
As does Davey. Billy just holds P7 ahead of Matey Boy. Rackler already on the back of Michael F1 as well. somehow Rackler is making these softs work when other people seemingly can't do it. It's, oh, look how wide Michael F1 is in that corner. He's got no grip at all. Oh, and already Rackler passed. Rackler's just got so much grip.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's in the wets and he's just driving around the draw.
It's incredible. Michael F1, the only soft runner who started on them who hasn't pitted yet. Be interesting to see what Rackler's pace is now compared to the two in front, because he's only 3 seconds behind the two race leaders. So if he pits early for the hards and undercuts them, Rackler could win from the back of the grid.
Well, if he can make those softs go one more lap, he can probably try mediums for till the end if he really wants.
He could, I imagine, though, hards are probably the better choice. Just by the time you get to lap 20, your tyres are going to be all over the place. Everyone's kind of starting to spread a little bit now that the pit stops have happened. But
see what Rackler does. Yeah, he's in.
Is it in already?
Oh, he speeds.
Oh, it's sped in the pit lane as well, as Michael F1's also in.
What tyres are they going for?
It's a set of mediums. Yeah, okay. Wow. What does Michael F1 put on? Michael F1 also a set of mediums, okay.
Interesting. Oh, so Xenon went on another set of softs with his pit stop, so I don't know what strategy he's really going for. So.
Definitely a two-stop then for him.
Yeah.
Tish on the back of Van Dongen now. And Tish is through. Oh, is he? Oh, Van Dongen manages to get him back under the brakes. Oh, that's close. Oh, they're pushing a little bit. Van Dongen just holds it, but Rackler though.
Closing on Damon as well now.
Yeah, for the race lead. Rackler already having to pass Verstappen, but he's got a great run at that corner and he's already through. Apart from that, it's starting to spread out a little bit more again. There's Tish and Van Dongen once again side by side. Ooh, Tish runs him out of room and takes the place.
And Xenon might get Van Dongen into the next corner.
Yeah.
And then on the outside,
Tish very wide. Not Tish, Xenon very wide, sorry. Van Dongen nearly into the back of Tish though in the braking.
Rackler on the back of O'Steven, could he try and move into this corner?
Risky. Oh, as O'Steven understeers anyway. He's got front wing damage. Oof. Smarter to just wait for the straight. He's got to be careful though, Rackler, because Michael F1's just behind him as well, and they are racing each other.
Too far away for turn one.
Yeah. O'Steven has great straight line speed by the looks of it. Just a shame about that front wing damage as Verstappen gets his first penalty.
Billy on the back of T-Hawk on the straight. Not really catching him too much though.
Not quite, no, but it's a repeat of Bahrain again. Once again, T-Hawk and Billy are fighting out on track.
I think Billy got stuck behind T-Hawk quite a lot there as well. I think T-Hawk always runs a bit more top speed.
Yeah. Smart though from him, because it makes him hard to pass in the race. And
yeah, Rackler gets fast, so Steven on the straight.
Yeah. And how quickly can he catch this is Luke. It's a 5.3 second gap at the moment as Tish passes Tennis Bow. I don't know if Tennis Bow's
looking good on those hards. But
yeah, Tennis Bow seemingly struggling at the moment. He's not really got the pace anymore that he showed in qualifying. Oh, and he's spun as well. Oh, and he's in the wall. Oh.
He's out.
Well, Tennis Bow 2 races in a row. Well, he's shown good pace in qualifying, but it's just not turned out for him in the race. Michael F1 now on the back of O'Steven as well.
Billy's fast T-Hawk.
Yeah,
that was close. Michael F1 pits again.
Okay, does he have front wing damage? I think he might have front wing damage on the front right, possibly.
Do they have a front wing ready? Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, they do. Front wing damage on the front right. Oh, that's a shame. Rackler already taken 2 seconds out of Dittizuke and it's not even been a lap yet, so absolutely flying is Rackler. Tell you what, Zero and Bunty when they pit are going to have to be careful as T-Hawk repasses Billy. Yeah, he does, wow. Ooh, Billy cuts the corner as well and gets a penalty for it.
Bunty right behind Damon. This isn't helping Bunty's tyres really.
No, and Damon has shown good pace. He's kind of shown the same pace as Zero at the moment, but it's just not the way we want to see this race pan out, really. But
Yeah. Bunty's closer though.
is he going to try the move as Damon is jittering a lot on my screen? As Bunty's down the inside, yeah. Damon doesn't fight it either.
He will on exit though.
Ooh, Damon close, but I don't think Damon's going to go for that move, no. There's Billy on the back of T-Hawk again, down the inside, late braking manoeuvre, nice one. T-Hawk though going for the switchback.
Damon, however, might get Bunty on the straight, yeah.
Ooh. There's T-Hawk, ooh, not going to go for the outside, or we locks up as well. Ooh, as we got Steven in the pits and Verstappen now in the pits as well. As Damon down the inside.
Damon does go for it.
This is risky, but Damon holds the position. Good move.
Don't know if Zero's making mistakes there, but penalty. Zero's backed off quite a lot.
Yeah, he's not quite holding the same pace as Bunty. His tennis bars now left the session, but Bunty back down the inside into the long left-hander.
Billy spun.
Oh no! Must have been contact then with T-Hawk somewhere.
Shame.
Matey Boy now up into P5 all of a sudden. Kind of running his own race.
Oh, there's a Damon and Bunty have crashed.
Oh, this is...
Damon with front wing damage.
Oh,
Bunty looks fine, but he's coming in anyway. Damon stays out. Has he forgot where the pit lane is again?
I hope not. That's poor. That's poor. That's poor from Damon. Really, shouldn't have been in that position.
Yeah, Bunty's got to go for the hards. So see where he comes out compared to Rackler.
Yeah, I think he's gonna still be ahead.
He will be ahead, but will he?
Yeah, he's still just ahead. But Rackler sets the fastest lap in the meantime. Wow, it's a lot closer than I thought it'd be, though.
It is very close.
Wow, 1.5 seconds. There's now Billy on the back of Matey Boy trying to make up for lost time. So Michael F1 gets another penalty. Again, Billy doesn't have the greatest straight line speed by the looks of it. He can't quite catch Matey Boy down the straight. As Rackler's within DRS of Bunty now.
Ooh.
So this is for net P1. So has the soft medium strategy worked, or is the medium hard the better one?
We'll have to see how much Rackler's tyres go off.
But Bunty could only manage about 10 laps on them. Rackler's got to do 20. As Damon speeds in the pit lane.
Zero's staying out though, so...
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, Matey Boy spun.
Oh.
He was battling with Billy a bit, so I don't know if there's contact there.
Possibly. Doesn't look to have any damage as Billy's into the pits. T-Hawk stays out as well. Damon replacing his front wing. Rackler again with the fastest lap.
I'm gonna charge.
He is holding DRS, but I don't think he's quite as fast as Bunty. Damon comes up P5 ahead of Tish. again, kind of in that limbo phase now between people pitting and people not pitting as Billy gets a penalty. Rackler though, only 5/10 back.
Does close up a bit on the straight.
Only using ERS mode 2 though down the straight, and then 4 into the braking zone.
This is doing Zero quite a lot of good as well, actually.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty decent gap,
Has
and he'll
got
come
a
out
run?
and clear air when he fits.
Rackler might have a run. All he does, he looks to the inside. He's through. Bunty lets him through.
Whoa. And Zero comes in. I think he's...
And T-Hawk in as well.
As my controller dies. See how close... Oh, Zero's going to be out quite a bit behind, but...
As is T-Hawk.
Rackler
again with the fastest lap. Yeah, Zero a bit further back, despite Bunty's contact with Damon.
Not too far back though.
No, where's T-Hawk going to come out? He's behind Damon. Is he ahead of Tish? Not quite. But he's ahead of Van
Tish
Dongen.
is on 12 lap old tyres, so...
Yeah, so
there's a big battle behind.
So it's Michelle Van Dongen and Xenon and Davey and Billy.
Xenon's tyres must be going off again though.
Yeah, a bit of an odd strategy, the two-stop, I think. Just based on how slow this pit lane is, I don't think the two-stop's quite the best strategy around this track. But but Davey, wow, very, very confident through that corner. So Verstappen gets a time penalty, and Verstappen's retired from the session. Xenon catching Van Dongen. Not quite able to get there.
It is Zuka Matey Boy going to be side all the way around the side.
Yeah, Xenon looks to the outside of Van Dongen.
This is Zuka holds it though.
Excuse me. Oh, Matey Boy with a switchback, wow. Dummy to the outside. Is he going to switch to the inside now? Oh, that was a little bit of a late move, but they managed to just get out of that one fine. Bunty now right back on the back of Rackler.
Xenon speeds
in the pit lane, yeah. And Zero is starting to catch Bunty ever so slightly on these, as he gets another time penalty though. As Davey also gets a time penalty, as Billy's now past Davey as well, so Billy up to P8. Billy not quite out of this one just yet though, still on for a good result. It's only 3 or 4 seconds behind T-Hawk. It's Michael F1 with another penalty.
And this is Luke gets one. Xenon comes out just fine with Steven.
Seemingly not quite worked out that strategy for Xenon.
No. Unless he can have a late charge up into the points.
Yeah. And at the moment, Bunty kind of just sitting behind Rackler and saving his ERS, really.
Yeah, Rackler can't get away. But they are both saving the ERS through the last sector. This is it gets back past Mate Boy, having a good scrap. Nice side by side on exit.
Yeah. They're just moving a little bit. Holds it on the outside. Oh, that was close to contact.
Does keep the position there.
Yeah. Got Billy on the back of Van Dongen now. P7.
Interesting to see if Tish can go to the end on the hards. See if they last forever.
Yeah. Well, he must have pitted on lap 1, surely. Lap 1 or 2, Tish pitted then.
Yeah.
If he could take the hards to the end of the race, then that's good driving from him. He's got a lot of ERS saved up, whereas Damon hasn't got any saved up.
Oh,
Ooh.
this is Luke's spun.
Oh, possible contact.
Potentially.
Xenon's passed though Stevens somewhere as well, so he's now up to 13th.
Yeah, Rackler's being forced to use more ERS now as well. He's trying to defend from Bunty.
Yeah, Bunty back into the 70s on his ERS. So he is just sitting behind Rackler and just using him to pull him along really at the moment until Rackler's tyres eventually fall off. And Zero can't catch and Damon's not saving his ERS well enough to be able to catch.
Davey's having a pretty decent race.
Yeah, he's having a solid run. P9. He's kind of kept out of trouble so far, apart from a little bit of contact earlier on. But...
Random in pits as well.
Yeah.
So gaining up position from that.
And that saves Billy the hassle of having to pass him. So now we can set his sights on T-Hawk. You know, everyone's starting to really kind of gap each other as Rackler's pulled out a little bit of a gap now.
Mm.
Not quite dropped Bunty from his DRS, but... And of course, with the new point system, it's great that not many people have retired by the looks of it. Tennis Bell obviously crashed, so that wasn't a retirement on track. Not sure about Verstappen, but everyone else still going, and everyone at the moment would be scoring points with the new point system we're bringing in. So
yeah, I think Verstappen. It was at turn 1, I think, but I don't know if it was retired on track or an actual crash. But yeah.
Yeah, the race is kind of petered out really at the moment, apart from Xenon, who's on the back of Van Dongen. Oh, and he's into the back of him. Oh,
is that front wing damage?
Yeah, front wing damage for Xenon. Yeah, this hasn't gone well for Xenon today.
You might have to make a third stop.
Yeah, that is pretty severe front wing damage. I know Steven's not far behind, so.
Bunty is right behind Rackler though still.
Is Bunty now thinking of going for a move though, as Rackler gets a time penalty? Look how much ERS Bunty has though, compared to Rackler. But wow, Rackler really...
Rackler also has a 5-second time penalty for the pit lane.
Yeah, so... Rackler really pulled away though in that sector. Did Bunty make a mistake, or...? Because Bunty's now out of his DRS range.
I think Rackler's just really strong off that corner, maybe.
Yeah, very strong in the first sector as Rackler. Then Bunty seems to game it back in the middle in the third part of the lap. Really, the problem for Zero is that he's matching Bunty's pace, but obviously because he started further back, he wasn't able to get through the field quick enough to challenge him, and he's just kind of stayed at the 5 to 6 second gap behind him. Bunty using a little bit more ERS to try and catch back up to Rackler.
Man, Dongan on the back of Matey Boy as well now.
That's for P11. Xenon stayed out with that front wing damage. No, he's not quite close enough into there.
Oh, closes up close though.
Very quickly though. As Bunty gets another time penalty. I wonder what the time penalty situation is for everyone, because...
No, Rackler has 1 penalty and a 5-second time penalty, so...
Yeah, Bunty has 2 track penalties as well as 0, I believe. I mean, you couldn't get 2 more identical teammates, really, could you? Than the 2 alphas.
They've matched each other at both races, really.
Yeah, and they have been...
They even broke front wing together last race.
Yeah, and so far they have been pretty much the class of the field, apart from Rackler in this race, who's really shone in this race so far.
From the back.
Yeah, and he's managing to keep his mediums going. He's not lost any pace by the looks of it, so he's doing really well. So any other battles on track? Michael left 1 on the back of Ruben for P9. Not quite close enough into the chicane. Van Dongen has passed Matey Boy. It's Bunty only 4/10 off Rackler now.
I want to see where Rackler gains his time.
It's the second part of the first sector. He's incredibly strong.
Off of that corner, look there.
Yeah, look, 2/10 already off the exit of that corner, and then through the long.
Oh, as he makes a bit of a mistake as we say that, but he still gains time.
But now we're starting to try and break the toe. He knows that the Bunty's getting closer, but Bunty's still not using any ERS.
Zero's backed off a bit.
As Van Dongen sets the fastest lap. Oh yeah, Zero's lost a second somewhere. As has Damon somewhere in the as well.
Ruben's just coming out of pits.
Always pitted for a second time then for another set of mediums. Tish, P5 still holding really good pace. Somehow. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, that gap to T-Hawk hasn't changed too much.
No, and Billy's not catching the pair of them really either.
And he's only 3.3 behind Damon. I don't know what the penalty situation's like.
Oh, yellow flag as Xenon crashed again. Yeah, Xenon's round. And Rackler's in the pits again. And a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so he gets rid of one and gets another.
Oh, that's ruined him really.
He's going to be held in the pit lane. Oh, it's going to ruin. That's kind of ruined his race really. He puts another set of softs on. Zero gets another penalty as well.
It's Davies coming into the pits.
Looks like the soft medium strategy is not quite paid off really.
No.
Soft hard may have been the way to go for Rackler, then he could have had a shot at winning the race, but.
And Michael comes in. Michael F1.
Yeah, Rackler comes out in P7. He's still got a chance of working his way back up to, I'd say P4 probably. P3 maybe a little bit far away, but.
Oh, Stevens has shown some pretty good pace, to be honest, on this hard stint.
Yeah, it's a shame for his front wing damage on the contact on the first lap. He could have been further up the field, but
he was way down the order, but
yeah. But look at Davey now on the back of them as well, already.
And Michael F1 will.
Davey, Jesus, pushing O'Stephen through the corner pretty much. But O'Stephen, look at the straight line speed O'Stephen has.
Yeah, he's getting it from Matey Boy's history.
Oh, he runs a little bit wide of the apex. Is David going to try and get the switch back? He doesn't quite have the traction off the corner. Xenon's pitted for a third time.
I think O'Stephen's going to actually make me more Matey Boy here. Yeah, it's a good run.
Even in non-ERS he's closing in on Matey Boy in the straight line. He's definitely got a fast straight line speed set up in that car.
Maybe him and Teal, both Ferraris running similar.
Yeah.
Also.
As Tish is now in the pits. So Tish trying to extend that stint to the end of the race, not quite working for him. There's Davey down the inside.
Seventh though.
Good opportunistic move from Davey. Oh, and he outbrakes himself and taps the back of Matey Boy. And Michael F1's caught up onto the back of them as well now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, was that Ditis Luke in the background crashing? Yeah, it was. It's that contact with Ruben possibly. There's now Rackler on the back of Billy. for P5. Is he going to go around the outside? Yeah. Great move.
I think Billy won't really fight in that one, but...
No, I think Billy knows that in the bigger picture that he's not going to be able to win that fight. It's Davey round the outside. Great move. But has that given Matey Boy the chance to get back at him down straight with DRS? Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
As Matey Boy looks to the inside. Davey going to try and keep it around the outside. No, Matey Boy outbreaks him and holds it. Ooh, Davey though back down the inside. Great move.
Once again, might get slipstream though.
Yeah, and now Michael F1. I know Stephen is still close. Ooh, but a mistake for Matey Boy. He misjudges the corner. Stephen has to back out, and that's put Michael F1 down the inside as Rackler does a 33.3. Wow. Great speed. Ooh, Matey Boy outbreaks himself slightly.
Michael F1's going to get him into this corner, is he?
Yeah, surely. Oh, he outbreaks himself a little though. Matey Boy kind of has to back out of the corner to try and not hit him. Matey Boy really struggling though on these tyres now. As Rackler now onto the back of T-Hawk. He's not quite close enough for a move on the straight.
As though Stephen gets past Matey Boy, but then he gets a penalty.
It's a shame as Ruben's on the back of them now as well.
Oh yeah, Rackman's right on the back of T-Hawk. Rackler can still get P3 here.
Yeah, if he's got the pace, definitely. And if the softs stay with him. It's a shame he had that 5-second penalty because he would have been in with a fighting chance possibly of P2.
What's Damon's penalties? Damon only has a 5-second penalty, so...
Okay, so he's kept the tracks really... Oh, as he goes off the track to try and pass T-Hawk. And he does pass him. Oh, I don't know if he might have to give that one back. He was off the circuit. Bunty gets another penalty. Ooh, that was a bit risky from Rackler. He was off the circuit trying to pass T-Hawk there. There's Michael F1 and Davey are now going at it. As Tish sets the fast lap, a 32.3. Wow. Tish a second faster than Rackler as Davey defends.
Tish been a lot more clean air. Might be a reason or two.
Michael F1 out of ERS. He can't quite close into Davey fast enough.
Was it Zero in Bahrain that made like a last lap charge towards Bunty?
It was. Bunty pitted too early for the hards in Bahrain and nearly lost the race at the end because of a lack of grip.
That could happen again.
Yeah, Zero is starting to speed up a little bit. He is using his ERS more.
In the penalty situation, Zero's got... Oh, Zero's got 3 as well. Was Zero have one left? But no.
Yeah. Damon has shown some good speed in this race, but he's just kind of out there on his own really now.
I feel like Rackler will give him a bit of company though.
Oh, Xenon's retired from the race. Oh, Stevens dropped a place as well. Was there contact there? And Michael F1 on Davey around the outside.
Davey's gonna put his nose in the inside.
And F1, Michael F1's through. So it's P9 for him as Rackler gets another time penalty as well.
Well, he's just going to try and get Damon on track, I think.
Yeah.
Get him in penalties, but...
I don't think I've seen T-Hawk get a penalty at any point. What's his penalty situation?
He's just got 1 warning. That is it.
Wow, okay. Great stuff from T-Hawk. Xenon retired and has left the session. Rackler not really catching Damon as fast as I thought he would. I think maybe the softs are just not a good race tyre around this track, and it's already starting to drop off.
So if T-Hawk can get within 5 seconds of Damon, he'll have a podium.
I'm on for my prediction. Come on, T-Hawk. I'm not biased, I promise. I just want to be right. But yeah, I think Bunty's got this one under control now.
Yeah.
So Michael F1 gets a 3-second time penalty. But once again, the two Alphas have kind of just been in a class of their own really today. Rackler showed some good pace, but just didn't choose the right strategy in the end, sadly for him. And is Billy now? Is he catching the back of T-Hawk? He is slightly.
I feel like penalties could change the order up a bit at the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely. I think T-Hawk's now kind of dropped his pace off a little bit. He's struggling to keep with in that 5 seconds of Damon, and Billy's starting to catch him now as well.
Billy has 5 penalties, however.
Oof. Okay, wow, okay.
And Tish only has 1, so Tish is going to gain another position.
Yeah. It's bizarre that Billy's got 5 penalties, because, not gonna lie, I haven't seen a penalty for him pop up.
Yeah, neither.
I just missed
That's
it
why
every
I checked
time.
it. I was like, if Billy's catching T, could he get the podium? But no.
Yeah. Bunty has, though, just dominated this race pretty much from start to finish. 7 seconds ahead of his teammate, and then a further 10 seconds ahead of Damon. He's 17 seconds clear of the rest of the pack.
Damon's gonna wrongly get a podium though.
Yeah. Yeah, showing good pace. Just wish that this was on merit.
Yeah.
It bodes well for him for the season, but just not the way that we want to see this pan out. But at least it's the pre-season, and it doesn't affect the standings as much. Cause
yeah, it wouldn't have counted in the proper season.
No, absolutely not. As Rackler's nearly within DRS of Damon. Might get him on the last lap, but not quite. It's got Billy is now within DRS range of T-Hawk.
Rackler is good through it though, so he might catch.
No, he makes a mistake and he runs wide, so he's going to miss out on the DRS. Oh, that's going to be a costly mistake for Rackler, as Billy's now on the back of T-Hawk though. Have we know T-Hawk's very fast in a straight line, and Billy doesn't have that much ERS left. T-Hawk gets a time penalty. Has that just saved Damon? Well, it's already saved Damon because the gap's too big, but that's given him a buffer even if there's an overtake from Rackler, who's only 5 tenths back now. Bunty's nearing the end of the race. Rackler looking for P3 on the track. As round the final corner comes Bunty. He's already weaving and slowing down. He knows he's got this one covered.
Pretty dominant race.
A dominant race from Bunty as he wins. Both pre-season races go to Bunty, and it's an Alpha
Rackler
1-2.
going on the outside.
Around the outside of Damon, inside for the hairpin. Damon, there's nothing Damon can do really there. Although Damon gets really good traction off the exit. It's a drag race to the end of the race. Damon staying in medium ERS for some reason.
Damon's got... Where's that penalty come from, or whatever?
I didn't see that penalty come in, as T-Hawk does get P3.
By 4 tenths.
Oh, Tish ends up P5. I wonder if Damon's penalties came from his jump start. Well, it's not really a jump start because he must have the lobby must have glitched to him.
Davey spun. He's going to get some points on the race, but no.
He is still going to get points, but sadly not as many as you would like.
Ruben jumps Michael F1. Will Stephen get any points?
He does goes P10.
Yes.
As Davies also out of fuel by the looks of it, as Macy Boy passes him. And it's just Disasuke at the back, but both pre-season races, Alpha 1-2 in both of them. A pretty dominant display from the two of them. It's Disasuke now around the final corner. Yeah, a great race. Not really many pieces of contact or anything for people to look through. It was more kind of just a little bit of argy-bargy now and there, but yeah, great stuff from the Alfa Romeo team. It's pretty ominous for the F3 season if that's 2 1-2 finishes for both Alphas, despite not starting right at the front of the grid. But yeah, here's your results for today's race, as pretty much everyone gets a penalty. So Bunty finishes P1 ahead of Zero, then T-Hawk P3, Rattler from the back of the grid P4, great race from him, just seemingly the wrong strategy. Tish P5, Billy P6, Damon P7, Van Dongen finishes P8, Ruben P9, O, Stephen P10. Michael F1 11th, 12 goes to Davey, Matey Boy 13th, and Disisloop the last finisher in 14th. Xenon would have got the last points in 15th, however, because he DNF'd, he will not be getting those points. So Xenon, Verstappen, and Turnstile round out the people that took part today. Yeah, who's your driver of the day today, do you think?
I'd probably go for Stephen.
Oh, Stephen.
He did very well, I think. He did have very good pace on the hards to.
Yeah, shout out Stephen.
Stay with the pack.
Yeah.
Astria had bad first stint.
Yeah, mine's a toss-up really between. Well, I don't want to give it to Bunty because it was kind of dominant, but I think I'm gonna have to give that one to Rattler.
Yeah.
Rattler did a good job today. Where he could have been had he chosen the hards instead of the mediums, maybe he could have fought for the win, but still P4 from the back of the grid on a 2-stop strategy is a very good result.
Very good.
Yeah. Right, let's invite some people into the lobby and we'll get some interviews done. Hopefully we get a few more people for interviews this time than we did last time. If you want to invite some people in as well. Hello everyone.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, T-Hawk.
Hello.
Hello. I think this might possibly be everyone today for interviews. Who have we got in here today? We've got 3 people today, one better than last time, and all the podium finishers. So brilliant. So we'll start with the race winner, Bunty. Once again, that's both pre-season races. You've sweeped the pair of them. Let's start with qualifying. I don't know if you were listening to the stream, but me and Rocco were a little bit surprised by your pace in qualifying on the mediums. Only just less than the 10th off pole on the mediums when Tennis Bell set his time on the softs. Did you know going into qualifying how fast you were, or was that kind of like a lap that kind of came out of nowhere? How was your qualifying?
It probably came out of nowhere. I didn't expect to be that far up. I think just the lap came together.
Yeah.
And all the practice was for a good end product. So yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about kind of the start of your race as well. It wasn't the cleanest start for you. I think there was a bit of contact with Ruben, and Michael F1 passed you on the first lap as well. But
yeah, I think someone kind of tapped me, so I had to kind of miss the corner. So I kind of deservedly got a 3-second time penalty. And then mine was just to stick with Michael and tennis ball for as long as possible before the pit stops, and not getting involved in any drama. But yeah, they collided, and then Damon was a bit annoying with him glitching out and then knocking me and then punting off my front wing, which is frustrating. I had to my pit crew for some reason decided not to change it, despite it being kind of amber green. So for the rest of the race, I had to kind of have a kind of greenish yellow front wing, which wasn't great.
Yeah. Despite that, though, you showed incredible pace. Definitely, apart from Rackler, maybe probably the fastest on the field. Rackler had a good race today. At one point, Rackler did pass you, and we noticed you were kind of sitting behind him in that last stint, just kind of staying within his DRS. Was that just because he was too fast, or was that kind of a strategy to try and just stay with him and keep it clean?
I knew he was faster than me because he was on the mediums and he had fastest lap. So I knew if I overtook him, he'd just overtake me back. And as I said, given I was in the lead and it was by 5 seconds, I didn't really want to once again get any contact or get any damage. So I just played it safe, sat behind him till his pit stop. I thought for just before his pit stop, I thought he could maybe possibly stay out for the whole race. So I picked up a couple of time penalties, so I was a bit nervous about him somehow staying out and winning the race, but obviously he pitted.
Yeah. So a pretty dominant win in the end over your teammate. How are you feeling going into the full season now that both pre-seasons are over? What are your kind of predictions for the rest of the year?
I mean, very excited. I think I'm gonna, from my part, just be trying to be as consistent as possible. I think. I think pace in quali and stuff is good. I think I just need to try and cut down with the time penalties, because obviously, if all the fast drivers, like everyone at the front, didn't have all the time penalties, I could have maybe come second or third. So it's just about not getting as many warnings, maybe driving a bit more conservative and just taking it easy.
Yeah, it's a good plan. Well, congrats on your of the sweeping of the pre-season races, and good luck for Australia next week.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on to second place finisher Zero. I mean, 2 races in a row, 2 Alpha 1-2s, 2 almost identical races pretty much for the pair of you. Talk us through kind of your qualifying as well. I think you qualified P6 on the mediums, a little bit further behind Bunty, but still an impressive lap on the mediums. How do you think qualifying went?
Yeah, it went decent, but I just made a couple of mistakes in the last sector, and that pretty much cost me a bit of the lap time, but in the end it was a pretty decent qualifying. Knowing that some guys will go for the soft, so it was just hoping that their tires will go off within 5 laps of the race, because they will wear out super quick. So
yeah, and unlike Bahrain, your first lap was a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, and you kind of stayed out of trouble. Was that kind of your tactic, just to stay out of trouble at the start, or were you was it just a slow start really? Kind of how did you see your first lap panning out?
No, I mean, my plan was to take the turn 1 more carefully this time, and not hoping to get any damage or fall down into P16, and just try and stay out the trouble pretty much.
Yeah. And then from that point onwards, it was a relatively lonely race for you. Kind of, did you kind of stay in second place and try and keep it safe? Were you trying to catch Bunty, or do you think Bunty was just too fast for you today?
I mean, I was just trying to stay second and try and obviously catch a bit, but it just wasn't meant to be, because the last sector always cost me a bit of time, so I could catch up within first half of the second sector, and then I would just start losing time again. So
yeah,
there was a bit of a yo-yo effect. throughout the race.
Yeah, and you definitely, you and Bunty were definitely a lot closer on the hard stint at the end. I think you kind of fell off a little bit towards the end of the medium. But it bodes well for the rest of the season. How are you feeling going into the start of the official F3 season?
I'm excited, obviously, and hoping that this season's gonna be a great one.
Good. Well, good luck for Australia and for the rest of the season. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Lovely. And moving on to the final podium position. Let's get my words out. The finisher in P3, T-Hawk, proving my predictions right. We noticed in qualifying that you were going to do a lap on the softs, and then you were on for a possible top 3 start with that lap time, and then you backed off. Was that the strategy? You wanted to start on the mediums, or?
Yeah, I just came out on the softs as a precaution, cause if I would be outside of the top 10, I decided to go on the softs. And Steven just about beat me to a 10th spot, but then again I thought P11 is good enough, I could make some progress, so I just slowed down out of the final corner to get a better race tire for the start.
Yeah. And then throughout the race it was a little bit topsy-turvy. It was hard to kind of think where everyone was going to finish, and obviously you didn't finish P3 on the road. However, unlike a lot of people, you were you kept it very clean, and you kept the penalties were very low, which came to a lot of places in the end. How did you kind of go about your race? Was it all about keeping it clean, or were you going flat out throughout the race? How did it go?
It's difficult to go flat out throughout the race, especially in the second stint. Like in the first stint, against the soft tire runners, I was giving it everything I had, cause I knew that those guys would be slower than me after 1 or 2 laps. But yeah, when I put it for the hards, my pace just dropped off so massively. I mean, I really don't like the hards in this game, and I already know that I will struggle at all those tracks where the hards will be a key part of a strategy.
Yeah. Just like Bahrain as well, you and Billy wound up very close on the track. Kind of almost a repeat of what happened with the 2 alphas. It was you and Billy once again. But I noticed was there a little bit of contact between you two at some point in the race? What happened there?
I actually don't know. All I know is that going into the chicane, I was far ahead of him. I think I just overtook him with quite a lot of overspeed, and then I had a little bit of a lag, but everything was fine. And next thing I know is where yellow flags directly behind me, and Billy spun around. So I really don't know if we had any lag spike or if he just lost it on his own.
Yeah. Fair enough. But P3 result's a good result today. How do you see the rest of the season going? Do you see yourself challenging for the title? Do you see yourself kind of mid-pack? Where do you think you're going to be this year?
I think the title challenge can definitely be possible, just not at those tracks like France, for example, where you gotta put onto the hard tire, cause guys like Zayro and especially Bunty were fucking gods on the hards. Like, they just managed to find the limit so perfectly, whilst everybody else is just sliding around. So
yeah,
it will be difficult to beat them on those tracks, but on the tracks where the tire usage isn't quite that big, I think we'll be pretty even.
Good. Well, good luck for the rest of the season, and good luck in Australia next week. Fingers crossed it all goes well for you, and congrats on your P3 today.
Thanks.
Lovely. And that's everyone I think interviewed. So thank you very much everyone for joining and watching the stream today. Join us back again next Monday at 7 PM for the start of the actual season, and hopefully it's a little bit closer than some of the pre-season races have. Maybe it might be another Alpha 1-2, who knows. We'll see in Australia, but thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye.